The answer to the question, do I like the suit, is yes. I do like the suit. What I'm hung up on is that at the end of No Way Home, they had a completely different suit, and I like that one a lot. And I don't know why they didn't run with that.
Hi, welcome to a brand new episode of Hero Huddle. This is a podcast where I, Tomahawk,
And I Stu,
take a look at the pop culture nerd news of the week, and then we do silly little bits and goofs. All right, so for the upcoming Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is set to release, I believe, in July of next year, we now have a visual of what the new Spider-Man suit looks like. And people are a little divided on it. And I'm wondering where we stand on it. Stu, do you like the suit as of now?
the answer to the question, do I like the suit, is yes. I do like the suit. What I'm hung up on is that at the end of No Way Home, they had a completely different suit. And I like that one a lot. I don't know why they didn't run with that.
Because it wasn't real. It was never real.
Well, but make it real.
I think this is as close as you were going to get.
I mean, you're not wrong.
People are making a big fuss over the raised webbing. And I'm not going to lie to you. It makes a huge difference for me. I like the raised webbing on the suit a lot. I think that a big issue that I had with his Spider-Man costumes in the MCU, they often feel textureless, especially since they the suit is so advanced. You don't even see like wrinkles in the fabric, like when he's moving. It gives it this really uncanny digital, like floating type of. That's the sort of reaction I get from it. And I don't know, just it's real. It's a practical suit. I'm sure they're going to do some CGI nonsense over the top of it. But as of right now, good stuff. I like the direction we're going in. If anything, I think it might look a little too much like the Amazing Spider-Man suit. But those are my thoughts. Stu, what are you doing with your time?
Sorry, I was thinking.
Video media, man.
Actually, I forgot. Actually, I'm looking at the suit from stills from No Way Home. It kind of actually does look like an actual version of the suit. The suit that they teased us at the end of No Way Home. Yeah. This suit does look like it. Now that I'm looking at like how the red and blue is patterned. I'm like, oh, it is the same design, but this is just how it looks practically. That's why it looks so different. Also,
I don't think it had raised webbing in the...
It was CG, so,
I mean... But you could CG raised webbing. Like, it just doesn't... It looks flat instead of being, raised.
If you wanted to give your 3D artist any time to work, you could absolutely do that. But when you're cracking the whip that hard, they can't do it.
I would never crack the whip, Stu. I wouldn't.
I appreciate you.
But yeah, new Spidey suit looks good. Can't wait for Brand New Day. I'm really looking forward to it because we know some characters that are going to appear in it with recent casting confirmations. We know Michael Mandos is going to return as the Scorpion. And oh boy, I can't believe they're finally paying this off. By the time this movie comes out, I'm pretty sure it's going to have been 9 years since we have seen him first introduced as this character, because he is in Homecoming. And then at the end of the movie, he's like, I want to kill Spider-Man, Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton's like, me too, man. I'm going to go be a Morbius. And Michael Mann is like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So Scorpion is one of my favorites of Spider-Man's villain gallery, for sure. I really like all of Spider-Man's villains.
All of them?
Well, except for Vulture. I think Vulture's a bad villain for sure. But I think for the most part, I like a lot of them.
You don't like Vulture in the movies?
I don't like Vulture.
Vulture is pretty silly.
Comic Vulture, I don't mind silly, but I think whenever he fights Vulture, it always comes down to him fighting an angry kite, no matter what. Like, he's got webs on him, and he's trying to pull him down, and he's like, I want to fly, and that's all their fights are. And I'm like, all right, you can do what you can, I guess. Yeah, he's not my favorite, but I always thought Scorpion always looked cool. You can always make him look cool in whatever, story or format you put him in, whether it's video games or whatever. He always looks really cool.
I'm kind of 50-50 with you on that. I think Scorpion is one of those characters where it's really easy to do the design wrong. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense for him in the Spider-Man like Marvel universe where everyone's like, I'm an animal themed guy. But there's not a lot of them like in New York right now.
No.
So it seems like I'm really curious to see how they try and justify him going from like, I'm out of prison. I need to get me my Scorpion fursuit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that is one thing. Tom Holland had to fight Rhino yet?
No.
Okay. That'd be funny, I think.
He fought Lizard briefly.
Yeah, briefly fought Lizard.
Craven fought the Rhino.
Yeah, they did. He did fight Andrew Garfield's Electro already. Mm-hmm. I would like to see Electro, Tom Holland's version of Electro. I would like to do, as much as I know that the CGI is going to be jank, and like doing another Sandman or Hydro Man would be cool. But I know the CGI is probably going to be pretty jank for those two, because it was pretty jank in No Way Home for the existing Sandman.
It was pretty bad.
It was really bad. Especially when they would just cut in scenes from Spider-Man 3.
That only happened once.
It happened twice, I think.
I don't think so. It's just the one shot where you see him as a human.
Yeah, but they used two different shots. Anyway, it was from the same scene, but they used two different shots. Anyway, that was weird to me, because I saw that in theaters. I'm like, that's from Spider-Man 3. Yeah, no, I recognize those immediately. I'm like, that's from Spider-Man 3. They pulled that. They pulled that shot straight from the other movie.
Yeah.
Which, do what you can with your cast.
Yeah.
I think the actual actor could not make it to set, and they had to like do all of his voice lines in studio. So they did what they could.
They did what they could. Also, if they did have him on set, do you think they would have de-aged him anyway? They were probably just like, we have footage of him being young at the time, so maybe we just use that.
Yeah. I guess it just felt weird until I found out that it was a cast, like a scheduling issue. I'm like, why do they just have him in sand form? Because it didn't look great. And I'm like, bad. Yeah, we've seen him in human form. I'm like, okay, I get it. Also, yeah, de-aging also can look jank in CG. So I'm like,
this is a sin of that movie. And I think so. We did a review of this movie when it came out, and I'm pretty sure I talked about it at the time. They could have just like thrown in a line of like, yeah, I used to be able to turn back into a guy, but like older I've gotten, like it's harder, and it got harder and harder, and I can't do it anymore.
Why was he there?
Sandman?
Yeah.
He knew who Spider-Man was, I guess. Look, the movie doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because like the other villains that they grabbed, they were all like seconds away from death when they got like pulled away from their timeline.
There's not like a firm indicator amongst every character. For every rule that you think would cover all of them, there's one character where it wouldn't. So
we know that Electro and Doc Ock definitely were about to die when they got pulled, because they talk about that in the movie. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily do that with Goblin, because as far as Doc Ock is concerned, he was already long dead. So, but I guess to keep up, appearances, Goblin was like, oh, just didn't want to mention it. So, but Sandman wasn't on the verge of death. Yeah. Lizard wasn't on the verge of death. He was still canonically alive in the web movies. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the case then. No, you're right. Also, Eddie Brock came over, and he wasn't on the verge of death. He was just in Mexico. He also didn't know who Spider-Man was. No. Well, you can say that the symbiote knows who Peter is, because they have like a hive mind kind of deal across the multiverse, is something that like I think it says to Eddie in the post-credit scene of Venom 2. But who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Look, everybody just wanted to see the three Spider-Mans just standing next to each other and getting to goof around, and we got it. Just when everyone be thankful that we had it. When I spent $15 on my ticket for that movie, I went in there thinking this is going to be nostalgia bait, and I'm here for it. And boy, howdy, did they deliver. I take a little bit of umbrage with it, with the term nostalgia bait, because other movies are worse about it. Why are we talking this much about No Way Home? We don't have to. I'm going to finish this, and then we're going to move on.
the characters change in the movie. It'd be different if they just popped in for a second and they were like, wow, Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland, you really are the Spider-Man. And like, that was just the one thing they said, and then the portal closed up. That I would be like, that's nostalgia bait, and this is awful. But like, without No Way Home, you kind of miss out a huge chunk of Andrew Garfield's like character arc over the course of like his Spider-Man story. His redemption of saving MJ is like so important.
It was a lot of loose ends that needed to get tied up between honestly all three of the Spider-Men. They had a lot to clean up there, and they're like, we can get all that done at the same time. We can give you closure for Toby and Andrew Garfield. Yeah. And they did.
Part of me thinks they should have killed Toby in that movie, but I also am pretty sure that if they did, nerds would have burnt Sony to the ground.
I'd be there. I would have firebombed Sony's office, honestly. Anyway, so that's what we think about the suit.
That's what we think about Spider-Man, I guess. Is there anything you want to plug, Stu?
I stream on twitch.tv/Stu_.
Nice. Yeah. You can find me at Tomahawk Presents on most platforms, and you can find the show at Hero Huddle Pod on most platforms. And if you want to send us an email, we are herohuddlepod at Gmail. That's what we are. No Yahoo addresses here.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. I'm done. Bye. Gone forever.